Hey, everybody. We got a 3-horse race for the Cowboys head coaching job. Who's out front and who's it going to be? Let's talk about it. It is the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, and it starts meow. A little perplexed. Second word of the day was butchered. A little perplexed and a little confused about multiple people in the chat before the show even started looking for a rant. There's nothing to rant about today. You have to give me a topic.
Jerry Jones.
Or how about Jerry Eck? Love you guys up here in Philly.
Philly people love us.
Philly people love
probably because of the Jerry rant. Because their team's actually good. We're going to take your offensive coordinator, though. That's going to make you mad.
Raheem O'Neal, what's up? What's going on?
Why'd you pick Raheem out of everybody?
Yeah.
You don't see it Raheem every day.
Raheem.
You know what I mean?
Radio Raheem.
I felt like the brother had to be shouted out.
Radio Raheem.
Oh, okay.
Radio
Raheem.
Radio.
You don't see the name Raheem O'Neal every day.
All right.
When you see the name Raheem, you know for sure
He's a brother.
That's fine. I'm gonna shout out the
Dennis.
whitest name I see.
Sin City.
Hey, Dennis.
Chad.
Oh, Chad.
It's
no,
Chad.
Because I know multiple
It's Chad.
I know multiple black Chads.
I know, but it's like Chad.
It's Chad.
And the Dennis that I know is the whitest person.
No, but
Dennis
I know a lot
Schroeder.
of black Dennises, though.
There are some
I know a
black
white
Dennis
Dennis
Smith?
I know no
Junior.
black Chads. I'm sorry.
We're looking for
Chad
candidates.
Ochocinco.
If you believe
Yeah.
you are the
There you go.
candidate for the first name
Michael Clark.
that is so
Clark would be.
your
Gary Eck. That's the white guy.
I don't know the name. I don't know the right words anymore.
Gary Eck.
Do I say race, ethnicity?
Sure.
If you believe that your first name
colored.
like very much represents what you look like,
Your ethnicity.
Josh Baskins.
jump in and see Josh Baskins is white as hell. I mean, I'm Jeff.
Jeff Kavanaugh is
They don't get
white.
whiter than Jeff.
Jeff Kavanaugh's
Yeah.
pretty white.
Speaking of which, my name is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. From Jason Witten.
Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Hotley.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality
Funny
show.
story. So I brought this football in today. It has no significant meaning. I just thought it'd be a good prop for us to have on TV.
I thought it might have been.
No.
We could have a hands contest. I'd beat you.
No, you wouldn't. But with this football,
You just had other things I don't have.
with this what's that?
Melanin.
What does it have to do with us catching a football?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can beat you at that. You just had the other stuff better. I'll catch the hell out of that thing.
But with this football was a bunch of other footballs, and the football from that particular game, I still have the 90s football game. So
Can I have it?
No. Okay. No, well, it's only one of those. I gave the gloves away that I had on that day, and a guy like every now and again hit me up on Twitter like, "Hey, I have the gloves that you had. Like, do you want them back?" And I was like, "Nah, bro, you can keep them."
So you brought this football in for what?
Aesthetics.
Okay.
I just felt like we had the little footballs, but it's gonna be really dope when we like tote that thing. and
Oh,
you
yeah,
pass it
yeah,
around,
yeah,
but just
yeah.
having a football
I
in
don't have
play.
a big ball.
Oh,
Get a big
Clarence.
ball. Gotta
Yeah,
get a big ball.
I got-
Is that Shakespeare too? Is that Shakespeare too?
Can I ask a question to but Clarence Hill's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to win, put pop.
Joe's here too.
Tell him something, Joe.
Can I just point something out? How long have we been doing this?
Since August.
August, September, October, November, December, January. Clarence, when you want to talk to Jesse,
What I do?
I need you to do me a huge favor.
Talking to the mic?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But I was turning my head right here.
Because when you say, you want the big balls, they're barely even going to hear you.
I'm sorry.
You got to say, Jesse, You want the big balls?
Don't look me in the eye, though. Don't look.
You gotta cup it.
You gotta cup that wing. You gotta cup that
Don't
wing.
look me in the eyes, man. Don't stare me in the
Stare into his
eyes.
soul.
Because if you stare me in the eyes, you know that's when you know that. Yeah,
That's your spot, huh? They
That's
got
when you know
you.
they working. They working when they look back at you. When they look back at you, you lock in. Just know, I don't have much longer.
All right, we're talking about the very latest on the Cowboys coaching search. As soon as we hit these 2 super chats that were here, as soon as we got going, because we love you guys for super chatting. We want to thank you. Vance is in the chat. That's a good, strong listener. Vance is
the man.
and that's a name that could go either
That can-
direction.
yeah, that's a very.
Now,
Vance
Vance
Joseph?
Williams is black. I'm sorry.
No.
I mean,
Vance
are you saying that because you see his
I
photo?
agree with you because he has his picture.
Yeah,
Right.
he has his
No,
photo.
but Williams,
But his
Williams
baby
is
doesn't.
classic.
If that's his baby, the baby in the picture,
Mom might be white.
mine might be. She might be of the. You know.
Thank you, Vance, for your super chat.
Oh yeah, by the way, mad props to Clarence Hill, sophisticated Clarence Hill, dropping Shakespeare on your uncultured boys
100%.
yesterday.
Yeah,
That
they
was
went
the-
over my head.
That was the Denmark's pooping bricks.
yeah,
What was
yeah.
it?
Oh, that's what it was. That was Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I thought that was-
Switzerland's droppings.
Some rotten and Denmark. Y'all never heard
I
that
thought
before?
that was some country thing from Schulenburg
No.
that somebody said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but get this next super chat.
Matthew
Oh, here it is.
Fennicle, 908 represent.
He's white.
What's that?
He's white, but 908 is where I'm from. That's my hood. That's my area code.
Roselle!
Yeah, Roselle,
Yeah!
USA. Let's go, Union County. Stand up.
Okay.
Union County. He's from Union County.
That's Vance's niece, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Very latest on the Cowboys coaching staff. I have the odds of the 3 favorites.
This is
I have a
fascinating.
name that was taken off of being able to be wagered on at a certain site. And I need to make sure I have my timeline straight. Clarence, when is Kellen Moore's interview with the Cowboys?
Today.
Today.
3 hours virtual today.
Okay.
Meow.
And I
I'll
don't
be
think
soon.
they need 3 hours.
No,
They know Kellen Moore. What are they going to learn about Kellen Moore today?
the new one. I mean, he's had a couple of stops. He's been to
Yeah.
L.A. He's down with Philly.
Yeah. Kellen, you went to the Chargers and you had the 23rd ranked offense, and they immediately let you go after we let you go. Now you're with the Eagles and they have the 29th ranked passing offense. How are you feeling today?
Wow. Might have a long explanation of what happened.
Well, see, we run the ball here. We got a running back. We invested in running back, and we give him the damn ball.
And our quarterback can't throw. But
And our quarterback likes to tush push.
Yeah, no, and that is like the Eagles' offense. I don't hold because I see people bitching about the Eagles' passing offense, and I'm like, how can you hold that against Kellen? If you do, you better not tell me how great they run the ball, because those two things are very related.
Yeah.
They run for 2,000. We're not throwing as many passes.
Yeah, and we talked about McCarthy this year. We were asking about the Kellen offense in Philadelphia, and he said they're doing more of the things that Philly does than what Kellen does. That's not what Kellen has traditionally done.
So Kellen's a pushover. He just does what he's told.
Or should we hold that against him for growing? Potentially.
I don't know.
do what works.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's what I got for you. Here's your 3 favorites, according to one website.
Yeah.
The 3rd favorite for the Cowboys head coaching job, number 3, is Kellen Moore.
Really?
Plus 220.
You can make some money. I
So
think.
if you lay down a hundo, if you're in a gambling state, we are not a gambling state. We're based in Texas. So we have fun on Sleeper. We do daily fantasy. Just say if somebody's going to have more or less than their projected stats.
different,
Not gambling.
different,
Daily fantasy.
very different.
Not betting.
Not betting.
Not betting.
You are not placing a wager. You're playing a contest.
It's
betting.
daily fantasy.
Like betting?
You're not betting on Sleeper.
but not betting.
Now, it's real money, and you get real money back
But
when
not
you are
like
correct.
but not like Sheets betting.
But it's not a wager.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
He's talking about sheets.
Yeah, no,
He's well on a different plane.
Now, remember when we first started doing it, you was like
Oh,
sleepers. I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay, what is that, betting?
Yeah,
You was like,
oh,
you were like,
bad
God, that's
D.
a
you were like,
callback.
no, betting. I was
Bad
like,
D-D-D.
I know, betting.
The
You were like,
answer
no,
is-
betting. But it's not betting. I was like,
And it's not
okay,
betting
is it
either.
betting? He was like, no, it's not betting. I'm like, well,
The answer is I don't remember that.
yeah.
it's
You
a
remember
callback.
that? Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Peyton,
Peyton Manning.
Peyton
Manning,
Panning.
and then there was
Hey,
debating Manning,
Yeah.
and then there was
I
another one I
did
forgot.
sleep for the first time this weekend.
Oh, what'd you do?
I broke. Yeah, huh? I
What
lost.
random goalie did you pick?
You lost.
I lost.
God,
What
you're
random
so
goalie did you
dumb
pick?
at
He
sports.
def- he definitely bet Ohio State.
He
No,
didn't
no.
bet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
He
He
wagered.
placed a contest.
No, I did college football.
He
I did pro football. I lost on
But he did go to.
I lost on Lad
CJ
McConkey.
Stroud. I did under on CJ Stroud. And
I
he
did
went over.
under on Lad McConkey, who went for
Oh.
200 yards.
I went under on CJ Stroud.
Don't go low on last.
Wait, I'm sorry,
no.
I lied. We got to stop evan up the words. I went less
Less
than.
than.
Less than.
Yeah, less
On
than
Lad McConkey.
Less than it, yes.
Sorry.
Sleeper, I'm gonna get it right. I love you. and I'm gonna get it right.
I love you.
The third favorite is Kellen Moore at plus 220. The second favorite is Jason Witten at plus 175. And the favorite to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys is Deion Sanders at plus 150. So
PSA, people, don't lose your money.
If you're wondering how
win your
Vegas-
money. You should have bet on Kellen when I tweeted out a couple weeks ago when it was like
100%.
plus 600. I was like, there's Kellen money to be made.
Don't lose your money on Jason Witten as head coach.
That's what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous. It's
Until-
ridiculous.
Well,
if you want to waste money away, you can donate to my charity. If you
that's not wasting.
No,
It
I'm
is
saying
wasting.
wasting if you're going to.
You just said it is wasting.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't
Wow!
mean
Wow!
I've been
Talking to the mic as
I've
you
been
insult-
betting on
as you
Jason Witten
as
is
you
wasting.
insulting my.
Okay.
Betting on Jason Witten is wasting, not your charity.
I know that Jesse and I sit next to each other, Katya, for the commercial purposes, so everybody doesn't have to be on camera. But if we move Clarence from now on, I'll follow him with his mic.
So you're
sorry.
victim blaming me. I got to be
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
at
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. Be a
No, it's
teammate.
not your job.
No.
It's not,
Anyway, it's
not
no.
for a man that you admire and look up to.
All I'm
I do.
saying is what I was
You know
trying
what?
to say
It's time for the assistant living assistant.
is betting on Jason Witten is, and I was following him up, is throwing money away. And if you're going to throw money away, give it to a noble cause.
Okay. If you're
Now
going to
from
throw money
Noble.
away, don't. Instead,
Give
do
it to-
something
yes.
wonderful.
There we go.
Give it to
Yeah.
a noble cause.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Or do what I do. Just have
Just
3
buy-
packages on the porch every day, and you have no idea what's
Just
in
buy
it.
It's a fun
stuff.
game.
I
It's
opened
Christmas
one,
every day.
I opened one today. It was a big box.
What did you get?
And it had 3 things in it. One.
No.
No, it's still sitting by the front door, though. I need to put that somewhere.
I-
No, this one had, I ordered a thing for hats. You like hang it over a door.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can hang
Oh, yeah.
hats on it.
I need that.
The second one I shouldn't disclose, but it was empty
Was it
vegan
Buzz?
capsules
Okay.
that you can make your own medicine with. And the third one was a thing that
Kind
you
of
can
medicine?
put
The
like
fact that you could buy that
God.
yeah
on
The third-
Amazon.
And the third one was because anybody you could grind up whatever root, whatever you know,
Root?
whatever healthy
Yeah, no, I know.
pill
It's
you
just-
want to make.
Would you grind it up?
Mushrooms.
Yeah,
But the third one
I was trying to avoid it from going there, but I knew
Was-
we were gonna get down that road.
The third one was one of those things that you could put in a bathroom that's got the little base and some sort of liquid in it, and then the sticks that go in, and it makes it fresh. Smells good. Every once in a while,
nice.
you turn the sticks over, and then the liquid's up on the top and refreshes.
I'm a big believer it'd be a really funny social media bit if we just did a daily video of what's on Jeff's porch and you guessing before you opened it what's in there and then opening it. I think it'd be very funny.
We can do it. It could
TikTok
be
is
da-
dead, but on Instagram Reels coming soon.
It could be daily. It could be daily. Can we please stop with the Witten and Sanders talk? Well, here's the thing. They're the 2 favorites, apparently. Dirk's in the super chat. Just because, how white is my name? Very.
Well,
Also,
Dirk.
Jeremy wants a
right?
fruit snack pat down time.
Oh, you got any fruit snacks tonight?
Nothing.
There's something in there.
keys. Nothing.
Why don't you put your keys in your jean pocket? That just feels precarious.
Precarious. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
precarious?
feeling precarious
It's a
because
precarious situation.
my keys are in my pocket, my hoodie pocket.
Gesticulate. You might lose those.
Precarious.
Tex-Mex. Consider this you finding out. Absolutely. Don't put it up there, Katya. Absolutely.
What?
Best antidepressant of all time. In my personal opinion, that's not medical advice.
Also, Trevor is a name that came up. Trevor, that's
White.
definitely a white name.
Trevor's a white name. Trevor
Yeah.
Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Yes.
But he's also
He's
he's international and half, and so
yeah.
What does that even mean?
that like it's
That means-
different
yeah.
stuff.
Strokes for folks?
Yeah.
The thing I did find interesting is I saw that on DraftKings Sportsbook, they took down the Cowboys job for you to bet on because all the money was coming in on Kellen Moore and he wasn't listed as the favorite. And they were like, we're going to lose our ass.
We go.
And so they just took the whole thing down. They're like, all right, if Kellen gets the job, we're screwed.
like-
Let's get out. Oh, his flashlight's on.
Oh my god.
I don't listen. Stop it.
It's still on.
still on.
Okay, it's down. Okay, I check. I'll fix during the
Can
break.
I fix it?
I'll fix
Can
during the
you
break.
trust me? Can you
I'll
trust
fix
me?
during the break.
Can you trust me?
We got a
Bam.
break coming up.
Done.
Can y'all explain the prime hate? I don't think there is prime hate. Like, yes, there's a segment of people that are going to be turned off. And yes, there's such a thing as racism. So yeah, there are people who are turned off by the brash black man.
But can you explain the prime excitement? Like I just don't like.
I think the excitement is more like for Jerry than for the fan, I would think. Because
if
he's a
you're-
moneymaker. He's an attention getter.
Right, but that's not a.
Right.
That's not
We're
we
talking
I
need
do
about
think he's a
wins.
leader.
Wins.
I think he has positives.
I think some of the hate stems from the process, and you want people that go through the traditional process. Like a Bill Belichick, somebody proven in the NFL.
No, I get it. But I mean, Jerry's won with college coach. He's the only guy who's won.
Who won in that championship?
Yeah. Well, Deion went to the worst team in the entire country, and now they're respectable. That's pretty good.
We can talk about it later. I'm talking myself more into it, but also we talked about this earlier. I think you're talking yourself out of it. Polarizing candidate for a reason.
A great question from Claymore K, which Claymore I would have thought would be a white name. Because a Claymore is an explosive device, and white folks love blowing stuff up. But if that's your picture, I was wrong.
I'm naming my kid M1000.
There was a good question in here or a comment about something that Calvin Watkins said, not knowing perhaps until mid-February who the next coach is. Let's talk about next why, if that's true, it could be a disaster on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. That's a good tease.
It's a great tease.
Boy, do I have a product for all sports fans from all different walks of life. You can be white or black.
You can.
Or
whatever else there is.
Or whatever else there is.
Yeah, seriously.
Pick the color. And you can also pick what you want it to be. IceShaker.com. You can go to the website because they're officially licensed NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, NCAA, all of this. This is a great idea for all of you workout enthusiasts. This right here, good protein thing right here. You put your protein in there, you put your mix in there. This thing right here, this is what goes on top, right? Let's get the protein all shaken up. Then you take this and you shake that thing all about. This right here is brought to you by the Gronk brothers.
Shake that thing.
Shake that thing.
They've sold over 1 million ice shakers. And if you're not a sports fan, that's okay. Go onto the website and you can put your own design on the cup. Head over to IceShaker.com. Use the promo code ALLCITY25 to get 25% off. You do want one of these. You must have one of these. Go get you one of these now.
I'm not supposed to do this during a break, but that is really funny. I didn't even notice. Sometimes I don't hear what people say except think about what I'm going to say. Joe saying, Mama, name my kid M1000.
Yeah.
That's funny. Shout out to our friends at HelloFresh, where you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients, seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Helps you skip trips to the grocery store, which I love. And you can count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. If you're tired of figuring out what's for dinner after every night, and if you're tired of, in my case, if you're running low on the groceries, eating bad things all the time, and then you're like, why am I skinny fat? HelloFresh can get you squared away. Their ready-made meals go from the fridge to your fork in just 3 minutes. Their lineup of prep and bake meals come together with minimal mess and only 5 minutes of prep, so the oven does most of the work. They have so many different options. Get up to 10 free meals and a free high-protein item for life at HelloFresh.com and use our code Cowboys10FM. All right, why, if was a fifth,
we'd all be broke.
Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you're here on my channel, which are we on my channel today? If you're on my YouTube channel, I have a little tiny YouTube channel, which if you're on the DLLS channel, feel free to follow me, but you don't have to. If you're on my channel, make sure you're following the DLLS Sports YouTube channel so you catch all of our shows.
I learned something. I didn't know Claymore was an explosive thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The Claymore is the one that's like the little, it stands up on its little legs and it's a metal thing. And like if you walk past and
like
trip
motion
it.
detected or...
Oh, I didn't know that.
I learned it playing Call of Duty.
I learned it playing SOCOM 2.
When I see Claymore, I just think about coming
sword?
to America. No.
Oh.
Like when his mama named Clay, I'm calling him Clay.
Oh. A Claymore is also a sword. Learned that in Diablo.
Whoa.
Yeah. Claymore's a lot of things.
There you go.
Clarence, please expound on Belt McCarthy hate.
That's somebody.
Oh, I don't know why Bobby Belt seems to hate McCarthy. And I like Bobby. Bobby's a friend of mine. Me and Bobby get along great, and he's always hated McCarthy.
He's always hated McCarthy.
Broadus is always kind of hating McCarthy too, and he's one of my best friends. I'm like, why do you hate McCarthy? He's like, I don't hate McCarthy, and then he tells you why he hates McCarthy. And I'm like, all right, that's fine.
They both hate McCarthy.
Bobby really hates McCarthy.
Bobby does. He really hates. He's like, Dak hates him, and I'm like, Dak said over and over again he likes him.
Not hate him.
And he's like, the team doesn't like him. He's like, Micah just said it's his dad. Like, what are we doing? But Bobby also is like Bobby does have good resources and content and things like that, but he does absolutely hate Mike McCarthy. I didn't see the Calvin Watkins tweet.
I saw it. Yeah.
He basically said that there's a chance and everybody's taking it. They might interview Ben Johnson and what's the difference? Aaron Glenn. And if so,
and if that case, you'd have to wait until they're done.
Yeah, and so they might have hired course in mid-February, which goes without saying if they
might lose this week.
Well, yeah, but there's a chance. There's a chance the coaching search goes to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is February 8th. That's mid-February.
And that's
mid-February.
okay.
Yeah, no, it's mid-February.
I guess I wouldn't freak out about that only because there's going to be other people waiting too, because people are waiting on Ben Johnson.
And
people are waiting on Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, so that's part of the thing.
But you can't wait. And if you're going to do this timeline, then your back channels better be strong as hell.
Right. Yeah.
And you'd have to see the Jets hire someone else. You'd have to see the Raiders hire someone else. You'd have to be so confident that they're waiting for you for this to actually be a thing.
Right.
Because I think Ben Johnson would be great.
Right. But if you don't think you're getting him or don't have any indication you're getting him, you need to move your ass along.
Yeah.
If you wait till mid-February and you don't get either of those guys, then it's a colossal failure. But I don't think that's going to happen.
And there is
then
one.
They go back to Mike McCarthy, like you already said.
Yeah, you just
go to Chicago or New Orleans
by then.
Yeah, but when he doesn't get employed, he's just going to be.
who's the betting favorite in New Orleans?
McCarthy's second, right?
No, he's first in New Orleans.
Oh, he's first in New Orleans and second in Chicago?
Second in Chicago.
Okay,
First
so
in New
McCarthy's
Orleans,
got a pretty good
Chicago.
shot. That's good. Good for him. I like McCarthy. Or I like McCarthy more than people who hate McCarthy. The only thing I don't like
I'm waiting
about the waiting thing, well, there's a couple of reasons I don't like it, but if you think that you're going to get your guy by waiting, then you wait. Like there's going to be teams that are waiting to that point.
This is not a 1-year decision. I mean, I know we're saying, and you're
it could be a 2 or 3 year decision.
Yeah, right. So it's a long, right, but it's still a long term. What's the best thing for my franchise in the long term? But yes, enumerate why, if you wait, how it affects this year.
Well, first I want to tell you that if I were going to have a Jerry rant today, it would be on the fact that their waiting wouldn't pay off because they're not going to get one of those guys. Now, Kellen Moore, if they keep winning, well, you're interviewing him today, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. You've talked to him.
The worst part about the Cowboys coaching search is the names that pop up don't pop up for anyone else.
Right.
If you are the one team that it's like, oh, they might hire this guy, or this guy, and no one else in the league is thinking about hiring this guy, or this guy, do you think you're the genius or the silly goose? That it's like, all of the guys that we're looking at, no one else is.
Yep.
Maybe you're just the smartest and everyone else is missing the boat. But no, Jesse, you talked about in the waiting thing, like until you know who your coaches are, you don't necessarily know
your identity. Like, what is your team's identity? Because we long talked about the Cowboys having some sort of identity. When that coach comes in, what is it? Is he an offensive coach? Is he the defensive coach? Now, when he comes in, he's going to say, well, the player that I like, we longed heard, we laughed about when Rod Marinelli, he says, well, I'm taking Taco Charlton and not taking TJ Watt because my defense requires me to have
your hand on the ground.
And I need this type of player. Instead of you taking what turned out to be a much better player in TJ Watt.
And way higher graded by a lot of draft analysts.
But he had his style, right? Yeah. Offensively, you're going to have your style. You're going to be a running team or a passing team. You want your running back to look a certain way. You want your receiver to look a certain way. So all of those things begin to take form. And now you put a little bit of a pause and a hold on guys like Will McClay, and Chris Jones and all those guys in the scouting department of saying, all right, here are the best players, but now we have to formulate what that looks like as far as team. What does that look like in free agency? What are the guys who are going to go out there in free agency? So the longer you wait, the longer you have to put together a staff and then now begin to kind of go through the plan of what players we want to fit set system defensively, 3-4-4-3, whatever they want to run now, nickel, dime, how are the cornerbacks? Those things are real matters in these instances, and the longer you wait and not have a coach and not have an identity, that also delays the success and the progress.
Can you also give some insight into like why, from like a scouting perspective, to like it's important for both of you guys? Because scouts on staff, they haven't left; they're still on the team.
Yeah. They're here through the draft.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
so
at least Will McClay is.
Or building the draft.
That's what I'm saying. So they're going to build draft boards. They're going to be working until the draft.
And their thing is, this is if they still do it the same way. This is not Jeff knowledge. This is from our friend Brian Broaddus, who used to be a scout for the Cowboys. And the way they grade players is like you'll have a round grade, and like the way that they do it is 1-1-0, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about numbers. But you have a round grade on all these players that these guys are working on all throughout the college football season and through the process leading up to the draft. And he said in the Cowboy system, they have some players that it's a 9, and 9 is just the highest number. It's basically saying not for us. And not for us is because either he can't play or our coaching staff, our scheme, like what do we want to do in the run game? Are we a gap running team, which basically means you tee off on the guy in front of you and let the running back figure it out? Are we a zone running team, which means everybody's kind of going on a path and then the running back picks from there? And those are like two different styles of things. You want two different sorts of linemen for that. And so the Cowboys will have a bunch of guys that you might be looking to draft that have a 9 on them. And then you're going to hire a new coach, and Will McClay and the scouting staff is going to be like, all right, tell me about scheme. Tell me what you like in your guards. Tell me what you like in your – and they're just going to have to turn around and be like, pull out all of the 9s and see how many aren't 9s anymore. Right. And pull out all of the guys that we've done all that work on and see which ones are now 9s. Right, and
redo it, yeah.
And it's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with between now and April. And I guess ultimately it's just an annoyance that creates a lot more work.
Right.
But the more time that you have to do that, the more sound your process is.
No problem. No doubt. And it just reminds me of, don't tell me about the labor, show me the baby. Yes, there are going to be issues, if you have to wait. But other teams,
is that Shakespeare?
But other teams have waited. I mean, I was just looking. Jim Harbaugh got hired after the national championship game on January 24th last year. So 2 weeks later, what's going to be big deal? 2 years ago, the two Eagles coordinators didn't get hired till after the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. One with Arizona, one with to Indianapolis. I mean, teams have waited that long before. So yes, it's going to be a nuisance.
I mean, if there's any indication.
Yeah, I mean,
those teams weren't good.
No, well, this team ain't good.
You know what I mean?
Those
teams weren't good.
But my point is, the goal is not to rush. The goal is to get the right guy. The right guy for not just 2024 or 2025, but for the right guy, say you're getting a 3 or 4 or 5 year contract, the right guy for the long haul for your team.
And if the Cowboys had fired Mike McCarthy the day after the season finale and they had interviewed Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn and said, hey, now we're going to interview some other guys and then we'll let the process go, it would make us also on the outside think that the process has led to them already.
No.
That would make a lot more sense.
No, it will make more sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It will be smarter. We already talked about the process has been rotten. It's
just like Norway.
Denmark.
Denmark.
Denmark, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the countries over there.
Something's rotten in Denmark. Yes,
and I picture them skiing a lot.
The process is rotten, but the goal is to get the right guy.
Yeah.
Not to rush into a guy.
Well, to get the guy that Jerry gets along with.
Yes, and that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. To get
it's like the thing with Deion, and I like Deion. I don't like the fact that a lot of people, like even Adam Schefter, Kellen Moore is more the logical hire, and Deion is the intriguing hire. I don't want the intrigue. I mean, you want the fun hire, okay? You want the circus.
Don't you put those words in my mouth.
You would too.
Okay, but
you go to the press conference.
Okay,
but the press conference.
I'm talking about from a Cowboy fan perspective. It's intriguing. Get the guy that's going to help you win the Super Bowl.
It's Deion.
And so what I'm saying is all the discourse around Deion is not that he's the right guy to help him win. It's that's the fun hire.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
honestly,
I'm talking about.
I don't know. I don't know which way to go on Deion because he might be a good hire. How does who he is and what he does play? Like, do we think that Deion has a reputation for discipline?
Yes.
And no nonsense?
Yes.
That sounds good around here. He fits the Jerry stuff. And it's just a matter of, can you surround him with the right coordinators? I don't know. Maybe his stuff plays better in college than the NFL, but I don't want to outwardly dismiss him. I don't think the idea of Deion coaching an NFL team is a joke. I think it helps him more in college to attract teenagers to somewhere that is really cool to play for Deion. And in the NFL with the salary cap, it doesn't play the same. There's one other Deion thing. Should I sneak it in here? There's one other Deion thing that I saw from our friend Jane Slater, where Deion went to the AD at Colorado, and because he has a contract on his desk basically that's unsigned. Yeah. And so Deion's probably doing all this to get more money from Colorado. But allegedly, it was reported that he went to the AD and was like, hey, I need some more NIL money and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, not really. And I'm like, okay, you do realize that using your leverage to try to get somebody to give you more NIL money, having that be Steven and Jerry Jones, cheap ass, that's just not a good leverage play.
Right. But Rick George is desperate.
Like, I could go to look, Rick. I could go over here to this team that refuses to spend in free agency. It's just a weird leverage play.
Well, no, that's tracks. Remember I said yesterday I talked to somebody that talked to Deion. He talked about Colorado, but he also talked about them giving him what he needed, the resources he needed that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But that tracks with what Jane is talking about.
Yeah. I heard other people taking your scoop from yesterday and using it today. So shout out to you. No, open your hand,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
Thank you. You figured it out. We got there. We got there in the end. So waiting, not ideal. Figure it out. Get your guy. Let's go win all the Super Bowls. How about that? Coming up next on this panel and in the chat, what is your perfect head coach, OC, DC combination? And if you don't feel comfortable naming all three, name one or two. I want to know who you guys want, and we'll tell you who we want. We'll do that next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
The national championship game is right around the corner, and maybe you are cheering for one of those teams. And maybe your team didn't win. Maybe they only got so far in the college football playoffs and got to the goal line and couldn't get the ball in at the goal line. That may be your team. I don't know. If their teams are out there like that, and then maybe they try to pass the ball and get sacked for, fumble back for a touchdown, they lose the game. I don't know. But Saturday Neon can get you hooked up with your team official neon gear. Check out their new Essential Collection featuring almost 50 of the biggest schools across the country and counting. It only costs you $75. Unlike traditional neon, the LED sign won't break or shatter, but still give you the classic uniform glow that you know and love. LED lasts up to 10,000 hours that you'll enjoy your sign for years. Head over to Saturday Neon. Use the promo code DLLS and get 10% off, $75 of your purchase. Get one for you, from your friend, for a loser team in Austin, whatever it is.
Wow. We're doing this. We're doing this.
Shout out to our friends. Chill out. Shout out to our friends at Rugged Road. Maybe your team failed miserably in the semifinals of the college football and you feel like you need to have some drinks. Yeah. Put those in your Rugged Road cooler. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Use the code DLLS for 10% off. Rugged Road, they have the best, most innovative, durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Their gear is built to accompany on every adventure. Love the floatability of the Rugged Road Cooler, one of the most unique features. They do float, and they don't just float. They always float upright, so you can get right in there, get what you need, never lose a drink. Lightweight design is good. Durability and dependability is good. Versatility is good. That's what you get with our friends at Rugged Road. So gear up for your next adventure with Rugged Road Coolers. They're reliable, they're durable, and they're built to be used. Rugged Road is your ultimate outdoor companion. Head to RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Use code DLLS, 10% off. All right, head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Oh, can I have to see football? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see. His hands don't F around. I need you to know that.
That was a bad throw, too.
You ain't got to be on target. Only one person won the 2005 Abilene Christian University Bluebell wide receiver. Yes, I can catch the football challenge. It was me, and I didn't even practice that day. I faked a hip flexor injury, still won the hands competition at the end of practice.
Also, you guys made fun of his team.
Glory days.
Okay, no, my real glory days were like my real glory days were from end of elementary to middle end of middle school. Your boy was scoring every touchdown. I was the best at every sport. Getting tall, fast, and coordinated early. Balling.
Wow.
See, yours carried over. You got to keep going.
My work the opposite way.
My work
short.
Okay, see, my work ethic combined with what I was going to get naturally, topping out early, it's a tough combination. That's why I only got that close to the NFL. It's right there. Just right.
Pull it apart. Pull it apart.
About that close.
Big long one.
Right about. I was that close to the NFL. Let's see. Eeny, meeny. I'm coming back to you, Joe.
Oh. Tell him something, Joe.
Give him the head coach. Give him your OC. Give him your DC.
I've been pushing an agenda. And ironically, this guy's not even on BetOnline's betting odds anymore. Weirdly enough, even though he's got an interview this weekend. I'm going with Robert Saleh as head coach because I think in terms of all the coaching candidates out there, we've talked about this. Who's the guy that can actually elevate this roster potentially? I think Robert Saleh gives you something in terms of defensive value. I think that he can invigorate the entire team from a mentality standpoint. And I also think he could go get an offensive coordinator that could pair well with him and comes from a Shanahan, McVay type tree. I think so. Clint Kubiak's still out there. I think if you were to hire Robert Saleh next week, you'd have a chance to go get Clint Kubiak as your offensive coordinator.
He's the Saints one or the 49er one? Okay.
Or
there's a lot of Kubiaks rolling around.
Clint Kubiak's Clay.
No, Clinton.
49ers
is Clay. That's what I'm saying. 49ers is Clay.
So if he's gone, then go get Clay.
I'm going to call him Clay.
Or Brian Greasy from the 49ers. And then defensive coordinator, a little bit of a wild card here. I think you bring back Mike Zimmer. I think Mike Zimmer is still open to coming back. I think there's two things we heard about Mike Zimmer, from him at the end of the year. Yeah, this has been a tough year. It hasn't been fun, right? But he also had this little hint of regret that he regrets that he didn't come in and do something that was more him. He wasn't himself earlier. He tried to be a little bit softer than the hard-edged Mike Zimmer that used to be here in Dallas. He tried to pair with what Dan Quinn did rather than doing other things he would have to do. And I know in this case, he'd probably have to pair with what Robert Saleh was doing. But he'd have a lot of familiarity already with the number one player on the Cowboys defense, Micah Parsons. They might buy a horse together. We'll see. I think if you go head coach Robert Saleh, you get Mike Zimmer to have some familiarity with the previous regime, and you get Clint Kubiak, I think you're cooking with gas at that point.
Cooking with gas.
Or we're baking grease.
Cooking with gas. Cooking with grease.
Gas.
Cooking with grease.
You see how you want to frame that up when
I
you catch
know.
it. You see how you want to frame
You make the
that
window,
up.
dude. These tiny hands can catch.
You played
Tiny
DB.
hands.
You played DB, bro. You couldn't catch.
I'll show you an interception later.
That's a really
diving.
Good,
Tiny
really
hands.
diving.
That's a really good.
Dallas has tiny hands too.
If he was snatching that
I've
thing,
got
he'd been
tiny
on the other
hands.
side.
For sure.
On the other side.
I was vulnerable, and you're making fun of it. That's not nice.
Yeah, next year, tiny hands.
I'd like to apologize about your.
Tiny
I think it's brave to share vulnerability, so I appreciate you sharing the things that make you insecure and know that we love you despite the fact that your hands aren't the biggest.
Appreciate it.
Jesse?
Tuck it.
See the natural tracking and over the
Oh,
shoulder?
no, it was. I was going to say,
Devontae
he made
Turpin
us-
couldn't have caught that ball.
No, he would
Had to
jump
stop,
too.
jump,
Jump.
catch, and might have dropped it. It might hit the mic, and it might have been an incomplete
That'd
pass.
been a problem.
Tuck it.
All right, for me, my head coach, and I've been talking myself into this. I really have.
Jason Witten.
No,
Yeah, hell yeah.
It'd be gone.
Kellen Moore.
talking myself into this
John Gruden.
because definitely not John Gruden.
It is Kellen
it's
Moore.
No.
Let the man talk.
Sorry.
Kellen
Or
Moore.
what?
Well, yeah. Coming from the man who always interrupts me.
Glad you said that.
Always interrupts me.
Sir,
Uh,
ma'am.
so my head coach, Pete Carroll.
Oh man.
I mean, if you love running the ball and chewing gum,
Pete Carroll.
he going to run the ball and chew gum. You're going to take out – now you have to take Ashton Genty because we're going to get 400 carries.
My defensive coordinator is Robert Saleh.
Now you're cooking with bacon grease.
Now I'm cooking with grease. And I'm going to go a little bit of a wild card, but I need someone from one of these trees.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go and I went and found Aubrey Pleasant.
Whoa.
I went and found a guy, too, that no one's ever heard of. This is good.
Aubrey Pleasant.
Whoa.
He is the passing game
That's white,
coordinator.
by the way.
Aubrey?
I already
Yeah.
know.
No, it's by
Drake
Drake's half white.
Uh-huh.
He's half white.
And he's Canadian.
Aubrey Pleasant.
Um,
Aubrey Pleasant, not white.
Not white.
Not white.
No.
Oh, there you go.
You didn't know what he looked like?
No.
You just looked up a name.
Now, I know I wanted the offensive guy from the McVay tree.
He's got a mostly coach face.
Oh, he has a good coach
Not
face.
full coach, but pretty good coach face.
So
Not
Aubrey,
bad.
Aubrey Pleasant, he is the passing game coordinator and he is assistant head coach to Sean McVay.
Well, then they got
So
two
he-
passing game coordinators.
So he's going to be able to bring over the Shanahan concept, which I think Shanahan, when you talk about run game, sure, absolutely. I think Shanahan is one of the guys who designs runs almost better than anyone in the league. And then you know what he's going to give you in the passing game. So I think you bring that over, and he's a brother, now that I found that out.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
go,
a brother.
baby.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
do that.
We like
Get
that.
the brother
We
in
love
there.
that, yeah.
It'll be the third coordinator that the Cowboys have ever hired in their team history.
There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That was a good
nugget you
nugget.
gave me yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm going Carroll, my head coach. I'm going Saleh, my defensive coordinator. I'm going two minorities as my coordinators. I'm going Saleh and I'm going Aubrey. I think that gives a mix of everybody. The white contingency gets their guy in the head coach,
Yeah.
so that he's able to have that going around.
The hierarchy that somebody might want.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying. I do think Robert Saleh and Micah Parsons would be a absolute maniac show together in a good way.
In a good way.
And then you add that offense, boom. That's my guys right there.
Why are y'all making this about race?
We just have
If you can't have fun with race,
can't have
I
fun,
don't
man.
know.
Golly.
I like to have fun.
Also,
but if you have a cause you would like to support that's very serious, I'd be happy to help you support it. But also, I'm a joke with my friends about race. I don't know what to do because I made two lists, and I have to pick one of them.
Or you can pass the ball to Schulenberg's
yeah,
finest.
Clarence can take it, yeah.
I don't know if he'll catch it.
Yes, he will.
He's a running back.
He's
running back from the old school.
Athletic.
Running back and receiver.
Running backs back then didn't.
I know.
I mean, what are you
It
talking
was triple
about?
option.
Only Roger
Did you
Craig
see the
was
way he
catching-
was holding the ball earlier? You just said
triple option.
Oh, man.
Okay, that was clean. He kept it away from the
Come
body.
on, man.
Kept it away from the body.
Got great hands.
Kept it away from the body.
Been palming basketball since I was in high school. I have small hands.
I knew that was coming.
Wait, you opened that door.
You walked
You
right
have big
through.
hands for a not tall man.
Yeah.
Big hands, long arms.
Okay.
I was about to say
Good
something.
length.
Good length. Good
Yeah,
length.
that's good.
Big feet.
Football
too.
term.
Big
Yeah.
feet too.
Arms and legs.
Arms and legs,
Yeah.
length,
What size shoe you wear?
big girth.
11 and a half.
Is that big?
I don't know. For a 5'8" guy.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
big.
pretty big.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Anyway.
I'm not touching.
Since he started the racial agenda, I'm going
Oh
to
my
continue.
God, guys! Why is it about race? I got to switch mine to 3 white guys. Hold on.
Gonna continue.
Hold on.
I want Deion Sanders as the first black coach in Cowboys
No, you
history.
don't.
Everybody said Jerry wouldn't hire a black man.
There
You
you go, there you
said
go,
Jerry
yeah.
wouldn't hire a black man. He's hiring Deion Sanders. I'm bringing Eric Bieniemy to be my offensive coordinator.
off the map. Nobody wants him.
Okay. So let's
His college offense wasn't good this year.
You go try to fix that UCLA offense.
I
if
could
you
do
want.
it.
You know, that's okay. Eric Bieniemy gonna get his back, come back with Deion and Robert Saleh as my defense coordinator.
But you don't want Deion.
I didn't say that.
Okay, you didn't.
I didn't say that. I said I didn't like the discourse around it was all about intriguing and circus. He's a good coach. He's a good leader.
I'm glad you said that because earlier it felt like you were saying the other
No, I
guys
said I
were
didn't-
good choices.
No,
and
I said that's been the
coverage.
discourse.
We also don't think it's
That's
likely.
been the discourse. Most of the discourse
the
around Deion has not been about him coaching. It's been about the fun, the circus. And then, like I said, I brought up Adam Schefter tweeted, Deion's, he's an intriguing choice, you know.
Yeah, he is intriguing.
Yes, because of all the extra stuff, not because of what he brings.
Yeah.
So that's what I was talking
Did you
about.
picture before the game they set up like a trapeze artist who also blows fire before the player intros?
Can we get rid of
I
Thunderstruck
could.
before
I
the
really
game?
could see
Can we
that.
get rid of the boring Cowboys pregame entrances and everything else?
Give me my theme music. That's what Deion
Yeah,
does.
okay, can we get rid
Give me
of all
my
that
theme
stuff?
music.
But the
What would
standard.
what would you like it? What would you like it to be?
I don't know, fun.
That Kendrick Lamar song?
Yeah, something, yes.
Mustard.
Oh yeah, they got their.
Oh, you can go. You can
and
do the what-you-call-it one. You can
And I
do
love
the,
Freddie, but I'm tired of the traditional
trumpet.
trumpet.
What about
I mean, it's
Ricky?
not
Don't
fun.
hate on Freddie.
I did
In the chat, what should
You
their
said I'm tired of Freddie.
what should their
I said,
song
I'm
be?
tired of the
It
trumpet.
could be what-you-call-it.
I like Freddie.
I've, and this is a personal thing for me.
Not
I've-
like us.
No, definitely not like that. But I always thought
Hit
the
'em up.
Cowboys fumbled an opportunity when it was sizzling hot. It was bacon grease hot.
Ether.
When you should have had Wiz Khalifa, we them boys. Like have
Yeah.
that.
Which is weird because he's also he was black and yellow
Black and
too,
yellow,
right? Like
black
he's a
and
Pittsburgh
yellow.
guy.
But
It clearly wasn't made for us. You
it
would have a
doesn't matter.
Pittsburgh Steelers fan song.
doesn't matter.
No, but like to perform it at
Yeah.
halftime, like
Is he gonna do it? He's a Steeler fan.
He would do it.
money's green. I don't give a damn what fan
Okay.
you are.
All right.
We got Post
I was
Malone.
thinking Wrecking Ball.
We got Post.
I was thinking Wrecking Ball.
We got Post.
Oh, Post would do it for free.
We got Post.
every week.
No,
What's wrong with Post?
Post ain't got we them
What's
boys.
wrong with Grapevine High School?
No, he's talking about the song.
I'm talking about the song. I'm
I
talking
know,
about the.
I know.
You know.
What about
hold
how
up,
far
hold
I'll
up,
go?
hold up, we them boys like that. What?
From Moana?
How far I'll go from Moana?
And anyway, your
All
turn.
right.
It's calling.
Okay, I guess since you already did Deion.
See pitching. That's what old school running.
Yeah, yeah,
back did.
yeah.
Shoot it, but look, that's how he
Wishbone. I was an option quarterback in 8th grade, and I don't know if I ever pitched the
Man,
ball.
I did that 39 quarterback sweep.
I don't know if I ever pitched the ball.
What do you say on Remember the Titans? Hey, you can throw the ball a mile. Can't pitch it to y'all.
Sunshine. Sunshine.
In the interest of not repeating names, I'm going to go head coach Aaron Glenn,
Love it.
the Lions defensive coordinator, because again, I think he has an incredible coach face. And I've now seen him on multiple podcasts or a podcast at the podium.
Yeah.
And he comports himself as a dude that can lead. Yes, comport is a word. As a dude that seems like a really natural, experienced leader of humans. And he's a wonderful defensive coordinator. So I think Aaron Glenn will make a really good NFL head coach. which throws off what I want to do at DC. Because does it matter, or is he going to be like, I don't care what you think. No, I know that's because I want to put Robert Saleh in there, but then it's like Robert Saleh shows up. And he's like, here's what I'm thinking, and Aaron Glenn's like, I do defense.
No.
Why am I here?
No. Aaron on a podcast on an interview the other day, he said that he's going to be a football coach. He's going to be a part of the offense, but he's part of the defense. So it sounds like he's not going to be the defensive play caller.
Okay.
So
no. I saw that, and that was one of the things I liked.
Yeah,
he's like you say I'm a defensive coach.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a football coach. I know offense as well as I much defense. So it sounds like he does not have to be the defensive play caller.
My random OC that I found from McVay's team is named Nick Caley.
Okay.
And he is their tight end coach and pass game coordinator. So they have two pass game coordinators.
They work together in unison.
He was in New England from 15 to 22, so he's been with Belichick. He left Belichick to come to the Rams, and he got an interview after 1 year with the Rams to go back to New England because they wanted him to be their OC. Stayed with the Rams. And so now he's got 2 years under McVay. He's been with Belichick. Come get some. And DC, Robert Saleh. I was going to say Mike Zimmer if I went with Deion as head coach because they've been together before for multiple years, and I think that would have made sense. But anyway.
Can we talk about Robert Saleh being on everyone's staffs? Just FYI.
And the guy we all think it's going to be, 1, 2, 3, Kellen Moore. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. I didn't know it was going to go that way. But we do have some football this weekend, the things we'll be watching for the teams that are still left in it. We're doing that next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. Ooh, Must Be the Money, but not Deion's old song. Must Be the Money. Nelly would be great if Deion was your head coach.
Oh. If you want to go and take a ride with me.
You guys don't know the words, huh?
So why do I feel this way?
Hey, must be the money.
If you want to go and get high with me,
Smoking hell in the back of the Benzies.
Country Grammar went hard.
Nah, I know Country
Great
Grammar.
album.
Nah, I know the Country Grammar song, but I don't know.
Yeah. That was the name of the album as well. Sign up to be a diehard. Thank you to everybody who's here. We want as many likes as we can on each video because it's good for the algorithm. Over 200 is acceptable, but since we're on both channels today, we actually demand that be at 260 before the show ends, if it's not too much trouble. Hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed to the DLLS Sports channel and the Jeff Kavanaugh channel on YouTube, and that'll be good. We do have some super chats to get to. If you want to step your game up a little bit, join the DLLS Diehards. It's an awesome value, especially considering what's coming in draft season. You do get access to all of the premium written content from Joe and Clarence and people for every other DFW Pro Sports team. Well, the big four. Other things are in the works. You get a free t-shirt when you sign up, like that one. You get 20% off merch when you sign up, like this. Roselle!
These don't come with the t-shirt, baby. These don't come with the t-shirt.
You get access to our Discord lounge, which is tons of fun. It's just a bunch of DFW sports psychos talking about all sorts of stuff. We're having all sorts of stuff. We're having a good time. You get ad-free experience on the website, all sorts of things on alldlls.com when you sign up to be a diehard. So we do appreciate it when you do. The draft stuff that's coming is going to be incredible. If you're an NFL draft person, you're going to want to be signed up to be a diehard to get access to our draft board. Player rankings. It's an interactive thing where you can go around and find and sort by different things and find whatever players you want to know about. It's going to be super cool. So sign up for all of those things or else, which is, of course, not a threat.
But
the
carrying card.
Because I haven't got one yet, Ben.
Ben! You want to bring Star Crunch in here and snacks in here? Get us a carrying card.
I got 1.1 million views on a Jameis reel, and now I demand a carrying card. One of the Jerry ones is at like 900,000. I need my carrying card. Okay, tired of going viral without a carrying card. Super chats. Wallace Wall Street Jones, black name.
Not true. Not true. Not. Oh, you said black name?
Yeah. Wallace Wall Street Jones.
Yeah.
Wallace Jones.
I had a teammate named.
Yeah.
I had a teammate named Wallace.
And he
especially when you go nickname Jones, like Wall Street Jones.
That's
black.
definitely.
Please don't hire Kellen Snore. From Aaron, After Work Beer Fund. Oh, thank you. What a
There you
hero.
go. Thank you.
And he super chatted yesterday about rebuilding the 90s triplets. He said, although rebuilding the 90s triplets was part of it, I was really thinking of the whole 90s Super Bowl team, or at least all the prominent players. Should I bury that idea? I think you have to bury the idea of having the best roster in the league, right? Because that's what the 90s Cowboys were. They were the number one defense in football, plus the triplets, plus a dominant offensive line. Like, they were damn near flawless, and that's so hard to build in today's NFL. Although the Eagles are trying. They just don't have a quarterback. Dro knows. Aaron Glenn for head coach, Hank Fraley for OC, Steve Wilkes for DC. Thank you, Dro.
Okay.
I like Wilkes. I like Wilkes.
Michael, just tuning in. Sorry if this was already hit. Did you guys see Calvin say Cowboys are expected to interview Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn?
He
Talked
said
about
Mike.
it.
He said Mike, but yes.
Talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. Gonna have to go
appreciate
back
you,
and
though.
check that out.
We appreciate you.
All right, we have divisional round football this weekend.
Are you going to facially profile us? Or
I can do it real quick if you want.
Yep, let's do it.
Because I facially profile coaches. I decide if you're a coach based
Yeah,
on
do
what
you
your
wanna-
face looks like.
Yeah.
So I'll facially profile all of my coworkers. Clarence Hill, I look at your face, and the first thing that I think is kleptomaniac. And it's not fair.
That's some bullcorn. That is some bullcorn. That is some bullcorn.
And I want to be clear, this is not a race thing.
This is not racially motivated.
Klepto.
This is evidence-based.
The way you
I mean,
I can't shake. I just can't shake what I know.
Oh,
Because
my
it's not,
God.
your face doesn't scream it, but I know that you steal snacks every day. And I just can't shake that. You know?
the snacks are for us. That's not stealing.
I think you could be a barber. I think you could be a barber.
Yeah.
Like, not that what you have going is great, but I can see.
The barber from Barbershop. That's who he's from Barbershop, Secretary Entertainer.
Stop it, man.
OJ did it. Maybe he said.
Yeah. Joe, you lead small group at church. You run the Sunday school for the kids, but not in the weird way, in the good way.
Not the Catholic way. Not
Or-
that way. Not that way.
Or you're a middle school or JV history teacher and assistant football coach.
Yes.
That's crazy. I'm scared. I'm really frightened of what you're.
I'm
Jesse,
minored-
this
go.
isn't fair because it's not just face. You can't ignore hair.
Oh my
so like
God.
jazz musician that plays some sort of horn.
Reggae band.
I'm Frank. I am the Star Spangled Banner.
Or I could see you.
Freddie.
Freddie. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
not Frank.
And
Freddie.
this also is not just face, but it's because I know you. I could see you as professional sports agent. Like I could see you in your
Oh,
suit
okay.
representing people
Yeah.
and doing that. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Katya,
Come
our
on,
producer.
come on,
Here
Kit Kat.
comes Scott.
Come on, Kit Kat.
Katya's facial profile is Katya manages a Louis Vuitton store.
That's it.
Yep.
That's
I like it. I'll take it.
Bringing Louis and Gucci
Yeah,
to
bring it
Boulder
Yeah.
and to Dallas.
That's hilarious.
Good job. That was well done.
Thank you.
That's well done. We're definitely.
I ain't
putting
no
that out.
klepto. I ain't no klepto.
I can also see you as an arsonist.
Arsonist. Fire? Stop it.
Where were you at the last couple of weeks?
I mean, come on.
It's a felon of some variety.
bullcorn. This some bullcorn.
Texans at Chiefs 3:30 on Saturday. Question for the panel. Jesse, does Houston have a chance?
They don't.
Oh, that was good.
They don't. I'm sorry. They don't. Until someone proves to me otherwise. The Chiefs, when it comes to playoff time, 15, different dude. 87, different dude.
90, whatever Chris
95,
Jones wears.
Different dude.
Monster.
Different dude, man. So Andy Reid, he's the best thing going. He's the best thing going right now in football. And they're just, I mean, they hit the switch. If there's a proverbial switch that you can hit when playoff time comes, the Chiefs have the switch.
Chris Jones had my favorite stat in the history of the league, which is probably a lie just because I can't remember it exactly, but it was a year or two ago. Chris Jones in the first half of football games
Yeah, I remember this one.
had somewhere around 0 run stops over the course of the season, but in the second half of games and in playoff games, he gets them all.
Yeah.
Like he's always here to get your quarterback,
Right.
Yeah.
but when it's really go time,
Yeah.
you're all dead.
Yeah, he's like, hey, listen,
And the good news is the bye week helped them. Everybody talking about rest and rust and all that stuff. This Chiefs team needs that bye week. They're healthy. Nobody's on the injury report. I think they're ready to go.
Andy Reid is the best coach in the history of bye weeks. He's 22-5 coming off of byes, and their point differential goes up by 1 million. They crush people after they've had time off.
Yeah.
And Steve Spagnuolo is fantastic as a defensive coordinator. I think if there's a Broyles Award winner for the NFL, Steve Spagnuolo would win it maybe every year.
I don't know what that means. What's
College football best assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Oklahoma had a receiver named Broyles one time. I
Yeah,
think.
Ryan Broyles.
Oh, is that who he's named after?
no.
Okay. Commanders at Lions. Jesse, does Washington have a chance?
a small chance. They need their quarterback to be all world.
And run his ass
Marcus
off.
Mariota.
They need
Yeah,
well,
put Marcus in.
they need Jaden Daniels to be all world. Like they really, really, really do.
Oh, is that true?
But I'm gonna say I'm
no,
gonna
it's
say
a joke.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
it was a joke.
this for
But kind of serious.
another coach that'll come up to this mix. we're talking a lot about Ben Johnson, talking a lot about Aaron Glenn. I hope that their heads are in the game. I hope that their heads are focused in what they're supposed to be doing.
I hope they're not.
There's a lot of interviews that they've been talking about and staff and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of prep going on in their mind and people asking them 100 million thousand questions. They better be locked in. There's a small chance that Washington can win, but it's Detroit, USA, America's team.
To the chat, no, Mike Tomlin has not been fired. Somebody just fired that in the chat and made me do a Google. No. But if he was, we'd have to redo a segment probably. Yeah. Clarence?
Yeah, I'm with Detroit, and just piggyback on what you're saying. They did interview process last year. Both of them did all of that stuff last year. Did not impact their ability to game plan. So hopefully they've learned from last year that history says that it's not going to impact them getting focused for this game. I have Detroit in the Super Bowl out of NFC. I think they're the best team in the NFC. I see them handling Washington.
I think the Rams are going to be the NFC representative in the so it's a little tease the next one. But I do think that it might be a race to 40 between the Commanders and Lions because that Lions defense is hurt.
Yeah, it's been really bad the last month and a half because they are down 6 of their 11 starters.
Also, Marcus Mariota is a good backup just in case Jane Daniel gets hurt.
Rams and Eagles is on 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Sunday is Rams at Eagles. My Rams and Eagles question is, will you watch closer and overanalyze every offensive play call for the Eagles because Kellen Moore might be your next head coach?
Great. It's a great question.
No, I watched him here for how many years?
Oh,
I don't have to.
I got him.
Yeah, I got him down. I've watched him for a long time, but no. You listen. These guys stick to they stick to what they know. But this is if there's a game of the week when you talk about seeding wise, that's my upset alert game.
Oh yeah,
this is it.
Yeah,
This is it right here. I said coming into the playoffs as the season was ending that the Rams are the most scariest team in the playoffs. They have the quarterback who still got a little left on the bone, meat left on the bone.
Quarterback and coach.
And they have the advantage. They have the advantage on the sideline underneath the headset.
Right.
McVay, he can put together a game plan that will having you question yourself. And the back end of they've gotten better, but the back end for the Philadelphia Eagles has been a question mark all year long.
Big play Slay likes to give them up and make them.
And so with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and company, the Eagles will probably win. But I would not be shocked or surprised at all if the Rams put up a 35 burger on them and go up to Philadelphia and get that dub.
The Eagles are the more talented team. They got the better defense. They should win the game. So earlier in the season when the two teams played, Eagles running back Saquon Barkley ran all over the Rams, but the Rams have improved over the course of the season. That defense has certainly gotten better than it was earlier. I think it's been a good game, certainly a good call on the upset alert. I see the Eagles winning.
Yeah, the Rams have been on fire. They have 2 losses in the last 2 months, though. Here's the little caveat. One of those losses to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Saquon was 9 yards to carry that game.
Yeah. So Rams going to have to definitely step up there.
The big boy is Ravens at Bills, 5:30 on Sunday.
Race riot game.
What?
It's a race riot game.
Race who?
Race riot game.
We're going to have a race riot?
Oh, my God. Have you not heard the discourse between the two quarterbacks? And
I was just going to ask. Is
that your question?
I was just going to ask, does one of those quarterbacks need it more?
Yeah.
Does one of them need a win over this other team more?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
And which one?
I don't know.
The crazy thing about that question.
They both need it. They really do both need it.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about that question is, so what if they beat each other? They still got to get past the final boss.
Yeah.
The final boss is in Kansas City.
It sucks.
So if they beat each other and lose to
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, they still ain't got to the Super Bowl.
What sucks for everyone that's playing right now is if it doesn't change over the course of the next few years.
Yes.
At the end of their careers and when our kids are talking about football, they'll be like, what are you talking about with Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Like this guy beat him every time.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you don't understand that he was different.
Yeah.
But they were different too, I swear. But
Well,
if somebody doesn't win something, they're going to be remembered
It's
different.
something I've been talking about over the last few years that Patrick Mahomes could be like, Jordan, nobody eats on my watch.
Right.
You know, and all these guys, they get the MVPs because they just tired of giving it to Patrick Mahomes, but he wins all the titles.
And the guys who played in that era, I feel like historically do get disrespected.
Right.
Because Jordan won all the time.
Right. So, yes, this is a game. They need to beat each other, but they really need to beat Patrick Mahomes. Somebody needs to get, other than Joe Burrow, get to the Super Bowl outside of Patrick Mahomes from the AFC for you really to be that guy. If you're going to be him, get past him.
This fool has played in the conference title game every single year.
It's insane. Now, Chill's so on point because I think that Lamar needs this more this week. But I think Josh Allen, when they win this week, is going to need it more against
next week
against Patrick Mahomes.
I think what elevated Josh Allen to a lot of people early on was the fact that he almost beat Pat Mahomes.
100%.
Right.
Almost
100%.
beating Pat made you the second best quarterback in football.
100%.
Right.
Because you almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Left too
Beat
much
that
time
guy.
on the clock. Was it 13 seconds?
Yeah.
The Chiefs, the underlying stats don't say that they should be a one-loss team.
No,
but
but
then
15 is different.
and then they just beat you.
Put the game in the fourth quarter,
And
get
then
the
they
ball
just
to Pat, and then stop him.
Thanks for stopping by. We love you all. We appreciate you. We will see you back on Monday. Enjoy your football this week. And remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
Or else.
Yes, we'll be working on MLK Day.
In honor of.
We all silly like the mayor.